What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Alolan DataDex with me, TheOneIntegral. Last episode we covered Delmise, and I gave you guys a choice between two very small Generation 7 Pokemon, Togedemaru and Bruxish, and Togedemaru came out on top. So that's of course what we're covering today, but for next episode we have two Alolan Pokemon to choose between. Very few of these left to cover, but we have a couple left still, and the choice today is between Dugtrio and Persian. So do you want the Ground Steel Alolan Dugtrio or the Dark type Alolan Persian? Let me know by commenting over Dugtrio or Persian down below in the comment section, and the one of those votes will be covered in the next episode. But for now, let's jump in and have a look at Togedemaru. It's number 777 in the National Pokédex, is the Roly-Poly Pokemon and an Electric Steel type. It stands at only 1 foot or 0.3 meters, so it's fairly small, and weighs only 7.3 pounds or 3.3 kilograms, so it's like a little mouse, a little hedgehog, etc. It's in the field and fairy egg groups, and the male-female split is a simple 50-50, with the evolution chain being simple. Again, it's a Pikachu clone, so it doesn't evolve from or into anything else. Base stat wise, its stats are fairly low because it's obviously a sort of, not a hugely evolved Pokemon at all. So the highest stat it has is attack at 98, then its speed at 96, health points at 65, as well as its special defense at 73, defense at 63, and finally special attack at 40. So obviously it's a physical attacker, and it's pretty fast and zippy, and that's the main thing we're going to be focusing on when we look at using it competitively. In terms of its abilities, there are 3 available. The first of these is Iron Barbs, which means obviously it's very similar. We've seen it before with Ferrothorn, so if you make contact with Togedemaru, you take damage. It's pretty simple like that. The second ability is Lightning Rod, which draws in all electric type moves and also boosts its special attack when that happens, so you can use that to some extent. No one's really going to use it on you, but in double battles maybe it could be useful. Then the final ability is Sturdy, which is its hidden ability, which means it can be knocked out in one hit, and due to its not low but not amazingly high stats, the defensive stats, it could be useful in some regard there. With this electric steel typing now, it does mean that Togedemaru resists a lot of types. It resists normal, grass, electric, flying, rock, bug, psychic, ice, dragon, steel, and fairy. A lot of types there, with only taking quarter damage from flying and steel types, which is pretty cool there. There are 3 weaknesses, however, from fire, fighting, and ground, with a 4 times weakness there, so Earthquake really is your enemy. But it's pretty good typing still. It's also immune to the poison type thanks to that part of steel typing, and takes only neutral from the last 3 types, with water, ghost, and dark, so really you can't complain about this type at all. 4 times weakness, yeah, okay, maybe you could get rid of that, but this is the best it's going to get really, and it's pretty good, especially with Iron Barbs and being used fairly defensively. So what moves could be used with Togedemaru? Well, we're going to have a mix of defensive, mix of attacking, and stuff like that, so there's a couple of different ways we could go here. First though is level up moves. The first of these is Nuzzle at level 21. Only 20 base power, but the idea of Nuzzle is to paralyze the opponent, of course, so really that's what it's used for. Once they're paralyzed, hopefully with your higher speed stat you'll be faster, you can start doing some damage and maybe get some paralyzed hacks off and actually allow you to survive a bit longer. Then level 25, it can learn Magnet Rise, which removes its main weakness in ground, of course by levitating off the ground, so you could, especially in a defensive set, think about using this if a Pokemon comes up. With a ground type move, you can definitely Magnet Rise or Magnet Rise in expectation of the switch, so you can then say 2 or 3 turns, I can do what I want, you can't really do much damage to me, that's how you're going to play it. So Magnet Rise could be pretty good to use. Then level 33 we have Zing Zap, which is a exclusive move for Togedemaru, 80 base power, so it's pretty powerful. Obviously we get stab on it because it's an electric type move too, and it has a nice 30% chance to make the opponent flinch, so it's definitely your main attacking move basically. So start firing those Zing Zaps off as soon as possible. If you've nuzzled them and paralysed them already, boom, they're paralysed, you've got a 30% chance to flinch as well, you can be rolling it and carry on going like that. Then level 37, it can also learn Electric Terrain. Of course, Tapu Koko can do this automatically, but Electric Terrain is still pretty decent to use for Togedemaru because boosts up your electric type moves, so that's can't really complain with that there. Another thing, other general things with Electric Terrain, can't fall asleep, stuff like that, and boosts the power of electric type moves by I think 50%, so pretty damn high. One final level move is Fell Stinger at level 53, which is a bug type move. It's not the most powerful, but the idea here is that you use it to actually take the opponent out, so you use it to finish the finishing hit basically, and you get 3 attack boosts with that, so it's pretty good. 3 attack boosts, and then so say you manage to just switch your Togedemaru in to finish off Pokemon basically. They're already low, they're going to die from, whatever, so you can Fell Stinger them, plus 3 attack, boom, you can just keep on rolling with that. Power out of I don't know the words for this, but plus 3 attack is pretty damn high, so definitely a viable move. Couple TM moves though to finish up, or to follow up. First is TM84 Poison Jab, decent poison type move. Its coverage, it can cover fairies and stuff you might not be able to hit otherwise, so electric types are resisted by grass for example, so poison will counter that grass fairly easily for you. Another TM is TM86 Grass Knot. This is a special move. The idea for this here is just coverage. Of course you're not going to be able to hit ground types, so Grass Knot might be your saving grace in terms of that. Obviously the power base is based on the opponent's weight, but generally ground types are fairly heavy, so you'll get a benefit there. One final TM though is U-turn TM89, so it's an alternative to Fell Stinger I suppose, but it's not really used for attacking, it's just used for being a pivot. So you could paralyze the opponent, U-turn out, and then you can actually take advantage of that paralysis with a more powerful Pokemon possibly. So it's definitely a worthy move to run. And the final move you have is an egg move, and that is Fake Out. So you can definitely use Fake Out, why not? You can make them flinch on the first turn, paralyze them on the second with Nuzzle, and then start flinching or flinch haxing. After that, just carry on going like that and just build up the annoyance. Now one thing you'll notice here is there are no steel type moves in this sort of lineup. Now we have a couple available, I suppose you could say, for Togedemaru. Really not many at all. When I say a couple, I mean one. One move, one move. From what I can see, and that's Gyro Ball. And since we're a fast Pokemon, Gyro Ball is not going to be that useful, so the Steel type was kind of wasted there, but it does give us a lot of resistances, so I guess we just have to deal with Electric type moves. So we can look at 2 sets though, using Togedemaru competitively. The first one is basically just power, but the second one is all about electric terrain. So the moveset for the first is going to be Fell Stinger, Zing Zap, Grass Knot, or Poison Jab, and then Fake Out. Ability is a sturdy nature. Ability is a sturdy ability here, with the nature being jolly. And how that it was a Life Orb, with EVs giving an attack and speed for the power and speed, with the last few in physical defense to boost that up a little bit more. So the idea here is to try and use Fell Stinger to kill the opponent, because then you get plus 3 attack boost and you can do a lot of damage. We have that there for that purpose. Zing Zap is our main move, our main stab. Grass Knot or Poison Jab is a coverage move basically, so either you'll be able to hit ground types, which is the preferred one, or if you're not that worried about ground types, you can use Poison Jab and hit grass types for example. So I prefer Grass Knot there, even though it's not going to do as much damage overall. It will be useful for those ground types that crop up with Earthquake. The final move there is Fake Out, because it's just free damage basically. You might as well use it. Why not? It's free damage there. The nature is a jolly one to boost our speed as much as possible, because as long as we get a Fell Stinger off, our attack is already taken care of. And the Howdad being a Life Orb just boosts that attack even more. We're not looking to be bulky here or stay in for a particularly long time, so Life Orb is as good as it comes. You can just start firing off as much as powerful as possible. Of course, Fell Stinger is no good if you don't actually kill the opponent with it, so if Life Orb helps Fell Stinger to actually kill the opponent, then there's a pretty good benefit there. So in terms of using this set, Fell Stinger is the way to go. You want to try and switch in on a possibility where you can actually take the opponent out and Fell Stinger in that sense, and then you can start Zing Zapping. Or, if they say they're 25% health, obviously you can Fake Out, then you can Fell Stinger and just roll it on like that if you need to. And once you get the power boost, you just want to go for as long as possible and just deal out all the damage. So the second set, as I mentioned, is more focused around this electric terrain. The moveset is going to, of course, start off with electric terrain, then with Nuzzle or Magnet Rise following up, Zing Zap, and then U-turn. Ability is Sturdy Hair, nature is jolly again, Held Item though is a terrain extender, and the EVs we have the same as before, apart from we're looking at special defense rather than physical defense for the last few EVs there. So the idea is to set electric terrain up. Thanks to the terrain extender, it's going to last even longer. So you set it up, and then you start doing lots of damage with your electric type moves, or switch out to Pokemon that could maybe make use of it. So that's the first move. Nuzzle or Magnet Rise is a choice here. Nuzzle allows you to paralyze the opponent and then take advantage of that, but Magnet Rise allows you to be immune to ground type moves, which of course is useful. because it means that you won't get taken out. So if you're possibly planning to use Togedemaru, as actually with the electric terrain, possibly want to run Magnet Rise there, or you could rely on Nuzzle to paralyze the opponent and get some hacks going on there, along with Zing Zap. Zing Zap, as I mentioned, is the stab move there, so it's your main move. Once electric terrain is set up, just keep on spamming that out, get as many flinches as possible, and then U-turn is the final move for a pivot. So if you set the electric terrain at first turn, second turn, U-turn out, basically. Sturdy is the ability once more. The reason we're running Sturdy on these sets rather than, for example, Iron Barbs is, yes, you could run defensive and you could run Iron Barbs on that and that would work, but here we want to be Sturdy, so in case we run into an Earthquake user, it's not going to want to kill us, and we can at least get the electric terrain off or the Fell Stinger off to possibly kill it, before actually getting taken out ourselves. Join Nature once more. This is to allow us to be speedy and actually get off the electric terrain as fast as possible, basically, and then start, just be fast generally to get the Nuzzle in, to paralyze them before they can get to you, to Magnet Rise before they can Earthquake, for example, stuff like that. Held item is given, and the EVs similarly, we want power and speed. The last few on special defense just to boost that even higher, because our defense is already pretty low, and this set is focused more around just doing the electric terrain and getting out of there, so we're looking to survive half the time, I suppose you could say. We have Sturdy for that purpose, but the special defense boosts that up a bit more, especially because once you use electric terrain, it boosts up electric type moves, but they're usually special, so it just helps against that a bit. But that is really going to be it for Togedemaru today, guys. That's the wrap. That's a wrap, basically. So don't forget to vote for next episode's Pokemon, either Doug Trio or Persian, Alolan versions, of course, by commenting down below either Doug Trio or Persian. But for now, this is going to be it for today, so I shall see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friends.